Welcome to my channel, Natural Nelle. This should be the first of many. This is one of my favorite has to do. We are going through, I'm just rinsing out her hair. She had a lovely beach day and her hair was loose, so we had to go through and get out any salt water, anything that would have been left in her hair to damage her hair. I've been managing her hair for quite some time, so yeah, we've been doing a pretty good job of keeping it healthy and beautiful, and you'll see, if you don't already, just how thick and lush her hair is. Right here I'm going through with my castile soap just to make sure that everything is thoroughly clean. Doing some finger detangling while we're at the bowl. As I said, I've been maintaining her hair for quite some time, so the advantage of that is we've trained her hair to where it doesn't get really tangled, like that whole oh my goodness, I just really don't want to do it type tangle. So a finger detangle usually pretty much does it for her. Still just going through making sure that her scalp is clean, making sure that her strands are thoroughly clean from the root all the way down. And this is her first salon experience, so she's just enjoying laying in the shampoo bowl and getting her little scalp scrub. So we are rinsing that out. I'm going to go back in with a moisturizing shampoo to make sure that all of the moisture that was taken out with the castile soap is still added back into her hair. I was pretty satisfied with the cleanse with the first wash shampoo, but definitely wanted to make sure that her hair remained moist so that it could also remain healthy. So that's what we're doing here. Doing some more finger detangling, making sure that she's gonna get a blowout afterwards. So the finger detangling in the wash process kind of helps go through with the blowout, so there's not as much detangling. And then it's also lighter on her head. She is pretty good about getting her hair done. She doesn't do much crying. If she is crying, I know it's because she's tired or something to that effect. So she's one of the better ones on that end. At the same time, she's still a child. She doesn't necessarily have the endurance of an adult when it comes to the tugging, the pulling, and the separating that may be needed sometimes when it comes to dealing with really thick loose strands. So definitely want to get as much of the detangling done in the shampoo bowl as I'm able, just rinsing the moisturizing shampoo out here. And now we're going to go in with the conditioner. She's going to sit under the dryer for a bit for a deep condition, something that I'm not sure that she's had before either. So all of this is kind of a first for her. Really fun experience. And yeah, just going through, making sure that we get the conditioner on all of her strands. Still doing the finger detangling, because like I said, it just makes life so much easier when it comes to the blowout. Of course, there is still some detangling that may need to be done, but for the most part, if we can get it done at the bowl while her hair is moisturized, wet, and the conditioner gives that additional slip, there's not much to do afterward.
That you are a queen from your crown to your feet. You are the essence of beauty, little brown girl. You are so beautiful to me. I hope you see. To all my beautiful little brown girls, please know that you are strong enough.
Alright, so here's the cap. Put the cap on to trap the moisture, oils, and all that lovely stuff. And she's enjoying her juice box in the dryer. She deep conditioned. We got everything rinsed out, and look at her blowout. I wasn't able to fully capture her blowout, but you see all that hair. She has a head full of it. Yes. Fun part, we've got some of it twisted. This is like my first time doing the whole video thing, so I captured some of it I didn't, and hopefully in future videos I'll be able to get a more up close situation. Now what you see me doing is just making sure that her ends are not tangled. Some of you may look at it and say, well, her ends need to be clipped. That's not something that I necessarily do. I feel like as long as the hair is taken care of, her hair 99% of the time stays in a protective style. So I don't have to worry about a lot of the breakage from manipulation or anything to that effect. We just make sure that when we do go in and do her hair, we keep her ends very moisturized. And I don't do a lot of manipulating of her hair dry. As you see, we have the mousse, and I use I guess you can call it a gel. It's more of like a cream. And we're just doing flat 2-strand twists. Simple little bun and a back bang for her. She's generally not a fan of hair in her face, but today she has a little bang. So that's what you see me doing here. Getting that twist as close to the scalp as I can, with it being a 2-strand twist. Sometimes it does not hold as tightly as a braid, which is a good thing and a bad thing. The good side of it is you don't have the tension on your scalp to risk the damage of that tension. You don't have the days of where you have to deal with it being all tight and you having the headache, and then it grows out and you finally get to that point. So those are the good things about it. The bad about it, cons about it, is you can't always get as close to the scalp, and sometimes it causes the style to maybe not hold as long, but that's where your product kind of comes in handy. And then also making sure that the hair stays tight and sleek. So I also have another trick to kind of help with that, and you will see that later. In the background there, you see Miss Tavarea, who is killer with the braids. I myself don't do braids. However, if you are in the Covington, Conyers, Atlanta metro area, come check us out in Vita's Locs and Braid bar in Covington, Georgia. She definitely slays when it comes to the braids. I'll put her information in the description. But yeah, there's our first twist. I usually will section off. I kind of don't know what I'm doing until dryer. I'll see something. Unless there's a style that's been requested. If I'm given the creative space, I do not know what I'm doing until blowout. And then usually in that process, I'll see a style and I'll go with what I saw. So this is what I saw today for her, and I'll usually part my sections out. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but today I did part my sections out. When I part my sections out, it makes it a lot easier, it goes by a lot faster, and I can see the style a lot clearer in my mind to be able to go ahead and manifest that. Sometimes I may change up depending on how it goes. I may see something different or an alternate way to do it that I think would look better, but today it was just her flat twist, back bang, and a bun. And as you can see, she is pretty good about getting her hair done, checking herself out in the mirror on the sly, but not much of a fuss, if any at all.
Girl, I just want you to know.
Making sure I got those ends moisturized so they curl really nice at the end. I am very big on minimal product. I know some people, everyone has their preference. I personally am a big fan of natural hair. Like when I say natural, I mean natural hair. There are products that are necessary to help enhance the beauty of your style, but I myself am not a big product junkie. As you can see, I'll use some cream and a little bit of mousse to help smooth the strands. I'll comb that through to make sure that it makes it all the way to the end, and from there I use the cream to make sure it stays down and I get a nice grip on the strands and they all come together and everything flows really pretty and looks clean. I am a stickler for clean parts. clean straight parts. That's just me. I might take a little extra time because I have to make sure that that part is clean. One strand will throw the whole thing off, and I'll go back and clean the whole thing. That is just me. If it doesn't lay flat enough, I will go back and clean the whole thing. I think that if you want to spend your money to get your hair done, that I can spend the time to make sure that it's your money's worth. So we're just 2 strand twisting it all the way down to the end as far as we can go. A little bit more mousse on there to make sure that is moist. Like I said, I do not like to manipulate her hair dry. As you can see, I might comb it, and manipulating that while it's dry will only cause breakage. So I make sure I go all the way down to the bottom as far as I can go, and then when I can't go anymore, a little twisty. She hates that brush. Most people hate that brush, but that's the edge brush. It's tough enough to get those stubborn baby hairs.
Hey there, little brown girl. I just want you to know that your hair and your lips and your skin, melanin, it's all beautiful.
The products that I'm using, I will put the names of them in the description for you if you care to partake. The cream that I use, cream, gel, however you want to label it, it's a Supergrow. It's an African formula. I use it for my retwist. I use it for styles like this. I use it for pretty much everything. I find that it's very good for the nourishment of the hair. Yeah, I'm all about hair growth. I mean, who doesn't want their hair to be pretty? But at the same time, it's a waste if it's not healthy. So my belief is, as long as I nourish the hair remains healthy, and the beauty of it is inevitable. So I'm not a person that uses a lot of quote unquote big name products. I do have an oil. I have 2 oil choices. One of them is an oil that I get from a local vendor. Kaboot Coverings makes a wonderful oil. It keeps her hair so super soft. Everyone's hair that I use it on, there's no complaints. The other oil that I use is a wild growth oil. Some people may or may not be familiar with it. They have about 2 different formulas. One is a light moisturizing formula. The other is a little heavier. But I use both of them, and they have done tremendous work on her hair. Great work on her hair. Her hair has grown so long in comparison to what it was. And it continues to flourish because we take care of it with minimal, no spritz, no anything that's gonna make her hair hard. And this isn't just for her. Any of my clients, I grew up in the pump it up days with the updos that made your hair feel like paper. And there were a lot of people that had really pretty hair, but there weren't a lot of people that had really healthy hair. So I think it's just the health of your hair. Crown is your glory, so make sure your glory is healthy. Tame that mane. As you can see, that is a fine-tooth comb. It is effortlessly going through her hair. That is because of consistency and hard work to make sure that her hair is properly trained, so that if tangles do occur, they're minimal and also very easy to detangle. Majority of her tangles I get through with my fingers, and it's just simply massaging the strands, and it generally works itself out. This is not exclusive to her. This is for anyone. Just consistently maintaining your hair. Do something to it and leave it alone. Do it and leave it alone. Her schedule is every other week, unless she gets a nice little ponytail situation. Then we have to meet up the next week because her ponytails usually wear out pretty quick. But with styles like this is a every 2 to 3 week situation. 3 weeks is stretching it for me. I like to get her done every 2 weeks. But just simply nourishing your hair, feeding it, and leaving it alone, and it flourishes. She It is her front bang. Now we got everything twisted. We went ahead and put her top tier of twists in a ponytail, and we are creating the bun. Now I work on positioning better so that you'll be able to see it, but I am simply rolling her individual twist. You can kind of see the motion of it. I am gently rolling it into a little ball around itself and then tucking as I go. I'm aiming for kind of a spiral effect, but just tucking and rolling, making sure that it forms a nice even ball. You can see how I'm twisting it around on the ends to be able to tuck that under her bun so that it's still secure, but those ends don't show. So I'm going to use a few bobby pins to be able to secure that. She is very good about this, and I'm good about pins, so we work well together. But we're just putting the pins in to secure it, to make sure that it doesn't unravel, and to make sure that it does stay close to her head. It's not a dangling bun.
Hey there, little brown girl. I just want you to know that your hair and your lips and your skin, melanin, it's all.
Using the tail of the comb to kind of tuck in anything that I see strand. If I saw any stray twist, any that didn't want to necessarily lay down to cooperate the way I needed them to, in there. And the aim with pins at all, if you have experience with pins, you know this, the aim is away from the scalp as much as you are able, so that as time progresses, if they do wiggle and move, they do not wiggle to be an irritation. They wiggle to travel into the bun, and everything stays comfortable. Now I'm gonna mousse her up, because this is the prequel to my trick, and I actually learned this trick from Miss Tavarea in the background. We're gonna mousse everything up to make sure that it's smooth. We went through with the mousse during the hairstyle itself to make sure that the individual twists and strands were smooth, but with natural hair you still have sometimes those strays that kind of wave out at you. So I'm gonna put her back bang in a little ponytail just to hold it. We're gonna mousse it up. We're gonna mousse up her bun as well, so we get that smooth look, as smooth as naturally possible. Make sure it's nice, and go back in with the brush on those edges. I'm not the wavy, lay down the baby hairs type, just making sure that they are tamed and attended to. Don't have to have all the extra waves and all of that, but we do want them to lay down. So also go in with the wrap paper, moving her bangs so that I can make sure that I do get the hairs that are under her bangs, because they need love too. So since she's a baby, we're gonna fold that in half. She doesn't need the big one. And I'll go around making sure I grab all of them and just tie it in the back. That your hair and your lips and your skin, melanin, it's all beautiful. Hey there, little brown girl. And then for her bang, we're gonna take that and swoop it. And for the sake of the dryer, just the hairpin to sit there to secure it. And then the trick is a stocking cap. Some of you may or may not have known that trick. I didn't know that trick, okay? Shout out again to Miss Tavarea. Check her out. Check myself out at Vita's Locs and Braid Bar in Covington, Georgia. Yeah, I saw her do that, and I was like, that's gonna really help me. So it's a nice trick. Sometimes it's kind of tough to get it on. You have to find the right starting point. Unless you have a client that's willing to help you kind of secure it in the front. In this situation, she had a bun, so yay for the bun being my anchor. Go ahead and lay that onto her hair. As you can see, she's about done. She's asleep. She is good asleep. But we want to make sure that stocking cap is secure. I'm making sure to cover as much of her back bang. Her back bang is flat, twist, and then loose underneath. And then going again with the mousse over the top, just to make sure it's laying. So keep your head up and let your voice be heard, 'cause you are everything and more that this checking that back again. Want to make sure that it's secure. Now the reason that this works, I knew this, but I never applied it to natural hairstyles. It's the same as with guys in their waves. That compression is like your best friend. Compression and he, best friends. The two of them together. There she is under the dryer. And we're back. She got a second win under that dryer. This is how she started out. Yes, beach day. She enjoyed herself. That's kind of like a twist out from a previous hairstyle, but she went to that beach. And yeah, you know what that can do to your hair. So we had to transform that baby. And look at her. Transformation. Look at her little smile. Healthy hair. Nice little style for a little girl. There's the back bun for you to see. Her sides. As I said, I keep it clean. Please like, subscribe, and share. And come see me, Natural Nelle, at Vita's Loc and Braid Bar in Covington, Georgia. Hit me up on Instagram, Natural Nelle. I'll put all that in the description. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. See you soon.